Hello friends! The New Hope team is with you, and we decided to make this video because some doubts began to arise about the fact that we're telling the truth about our previous post, that we're leaving the forex market practically and trying to work on exchanges. We showed you many video reports earlier, but you don't quite understand how the forex market works because you all claim that arbitrage or high-frequency trading is a violation. To be precise, this is not the case at all, since there are regulators, such as the American, English, the same FCA, ACIC, and any other regulators, and even though someone will show me information about where the regulator prohibits high-frequency trading, or as they sometimes call it, arbitration, there is no such thing. Therefore, every time in any situation, when it comes to the regulator, we win 99% of any such disputes. The only question is that there are specific amounts above which it is not worth earning from the broker, and even more so to swear with the broker about the withdrawal of these profits and with the regulator. It is easier for a broker to give money to compliance, and the regulator turns a blind eye to this, and accordingly, no one will return the money to you, only your initial deposit. I talked with my colleagues about the fact that we traded with one broker publicly, and we will show everything. The only plus is that trading is disabled for this broker, but accounts are not blocked. And the other two brokers from whom we traded are also for profit. Accounts are immediately was blocked and access was lost. I have written out an incomplete list for the past trading quarter. There are slightly more than half of the accounts from the Pepperstone broker. We have many more accounts. We can't show them because some investors refuse to be public. We have signed a non-disclosure agreement, and we can show their accounts. Here, in the password column, I changed almost everything. The investor's password is indicated on these two accounts. Here we have the deposit column. This is the server. Here is the currency in which the account is opened, the profit, and the percentage of profit from the deposit percentage. Bold is highlighted were more than 100%. Even here, you can see that our profitability is only on this group of accounts. We had more than 200. Here about 137. The profit for the quarter was approximately $1.5 million. I combined the currency because we have accounts in both pounds and euros, so it isn't easy to convert everything into one currency. This is the total deposit amount, and even if you look at this report, the total profit is 132% relative to the entire deposit. That is, even in this percentage, the profit is much higher. Next, I will select accounts. For example, this one with a profit of 28,000. We take the account and go to it. I'll show you everything. You can come in and see everything yourself. Select All History. Here is the total profit. 28,000. Here is the initial deposit, 10,000. Further, let me randomly select different accounts. You will be able to come in and check for yourself later. This is for those who believe that arbitrage or high-frequency trading cannot work. That's not so. Everything can work and works fine. In addition to this broker, we also traded with two huge brokers of the same level as Pepperstone and earned almost $40,000 on one account. There were fewer accounts and the profitability was higher. Still, the broker almost immediately blocks the personal account and access to the account. Neither the withdrawal of funds nor the reports can be extracted and shown to you. On one account, the total profit was about $1 million for this quarter, and the other slightly more, closer to $1.5 million. The situation is approximately similar, but much more profitable because fewer accounts are needed. Here's 12,000 profit. Here, for example, are the European accounts. Whenever Pepperstone UK has European accounts, you most likely have 30th leverage on this account. Suppose you see some high yield on these accounts, for example 3,000 or 4,000 deposits, 7,200. In that case, this means that it is an excellent yield profitability for a broker with FCA regulation on the 30th leverage. What can I say about this broker? During the trading quarter, we used about 4 different trading strategies. At first, we used the classic strategy, then the classic hidden used various combinations. And I can tell you for sure that all trading, all control on the part of the broker comes down to only one thing – to block you for profit. If you start earning good numbers in a short period, a day, 2 days for example, 30 or 40%, then you are very likely to be blocked. They won't even understand what you are trading. This does not mean that it applies to everyone, but it applies to us. What did the broker do during this trading quarter? There were a lot of different events. At first, the broker blocked the accounts. Then they began to disable the tools. They began to turn off oil. We switched to trading on indices. We started making money on indexes. After that, they realized that this was not an option and began to stop trading. They thought it worked and that it was possible to fight us, but it was useless. We still opened new accounts and continued to earn because we optimized our trading so that we could make up to 300–500% during the day if the broker did not have time to slow us down. They fought in every day. They increased the spread. The spread was increased 3 times. First, there was an oil spread of 2 cents, then 2.5, then they made 3 cents and 4 cents. Only in America, like 3.5 cents, it goes down, but in proportions, in 3 times. They tried to increase the execution by whatever methods they used. They couldn't do it with the performances either, because we still went in even if we increased the performance to 250 or 300. They also tried to make artificial slippage and created a precedent for transactions to automatically slide on the accounts on which this instrument is traded. Nothing worked. We have manual trades, and we have developed 4 strategies that were very difficult to define, how it is and what it is. We learned how to bypass slippage by interacting with their servers, since the server at MetaTrader 5 works on the same principle when we access the server. There is a particular set of standard plugins that we know how to work and bypass. After such a shock trading quarter, we decided, as reported in the news, that we would try not to trade in the forex market anymore, because this is a significant loss of energy. You need to trade many accounts, you need to monitor what it is happening at the broker constantly. For example, when we were dealing with another broker, he had a problem when everything was working and everything was fine. Then there was a certain period when the broker began to struggle. The execution jumped, the spread jumped, that is, they had various movements that interfered with trading in every possible way. Even in all this, we found how to optimize everything and earn money. It's just that 1 or 2 days are spent here optimizing all processes. We understood the root of the problem and what it was connected with, and we solved it. I will not go to all accounts. It is probably clear that I selectively go to various accounts and see what happens on them, since you can view it yourself. The table in the video is visible. The accounts numbers are almost the same everywhere. Account holders may change password somewhere. Here, we cannot influence this in any way. Their work is an individual case. In general, I think everyone can come in and take a look. There are too many accounts. You can check everything in such a period. What I'm getting at: it is not a problem for us to show all these accounts. It is not a problem for us to show the trade as it is, to show and give you a tool, to sell it, because our service costs some money. Very often, it is necessary to explain and show a lot, but those who want to get to the result anyway. And accordingly, we're just tired of brokers because there are many accounts and constantly changing conditions. The broker boils down to only one thing: your income, because in 99% of cases, the broker is a counterparty. That is, the broker must answer all your transactions. If you have earned, the broker must give. If you have lost, the broker should take this money. This is how 99% of all brokers work. This is the standard model of their work, and you will not get away from it. So we decided that we will appear less often in Forex, trade less often. We will try to trade only on exchanges. On the LSE, MOEX, GPX exchanges, there is a group of exchanges on which we trade directly. There are some nuances there, which we will probably tell you later, but in general, everything happens a little differently. No one will fight with you for an amount, for example, $50,000, $100,000. There are some other limits, and these were for entirely different amounts, but it's not so simple because of nuances. I think we will talk about this separately. Show it perhaps, it may be helpful to someone, it will be interesting. Some may trade on stock markets. For another example, I will give the MOEX exchange. We traded on it, and almost all brokers cheated banks. In this case, we have banks and almost everyone cheats. For example, the broker charged you a commission from 100 contracts and say that the exchange wrote off the commission for 100 contracts. I contacted the exchange, we consulted. The exchange officially confirmed in writing that the exchange charges only the amount for one transaction. The number of contracts of the transaction does not appear. If we take 100 contracts, we pay for one contract and one transaction, and banks write off 100 times more. We tried to contact the regulator, but everything turns out to be very bad. This is the Russian segment, it has its nuances, but even earning money there and withdrawing money, they still give money much more accessible than forex brokers, who for $10,000 can already start swearing with you. So stay with us, follow our trading and watch. If someone wants to, please, we can prompt, help, and teach you how to trade. This is your right. Goodbye.